The purpose of this press conference is to announce that we take our position as a caretaker seriously. And after the resolution, that even though we are no longer assemblymen or parliamentarians, we are still a caretaker, chief minister, or a state minister, or an ESCO member. And as such, we will continue, of course, to operate and run the state government on a caretaker basis. But in order to highlight the nature of this caretaker government, we want to stress that we will, especially in terms of the privileges that we are entitled to, such as use of government vehicles. I think that's something that is, of course, the most direct. And as far as the use of government vehicles are concerned, we have decided to hand over government vehicles to the State Secretary. And we will only use it when there are official functions. And I think that the number of official functions will not be that many, especially in the run-up to the elections. So we just want to have a simple ceremony to stress the fact that we want to hand over the vehicles to the State Secretary. We want to hand it over, and then we have just a simple ceremony afterwards at the garage where the vehicles are now parked. What we want to stress is this, that whether it is PR government or Barisan National government, it should not be used for campaigning. Unless, of course, the questions are raised, in the course of officiating a government function. This is something that is very common in the West, but it's very uncommon in Malaysia. And we think that this is something that we want to practice, and it should be practiced by a caretaker government. And we hope that when the government talks about integrity, talking is one thing, doing is another. Our reference, of course, is made to the Barisan National Manifesto that was presented by the Prime Minister yesterday, where he talks about various measures that they will implement to fight corruption. But the most important measure is not mentioned. And what are the most important measures? Number one, no public declaration of assets. Number two, no commitment to conducting open competitive tenders. This is something that no one understands. The whole world conducts open competitive tenders, but not the Malaysian government. We have been practicing open competitive tenders for the last 5 years, and you can see that it works to establish integrity and, of course, to ensure that the best project is selected. Thirdly, you must bar business, you must bar family members of government leaders from doing business with the government. There's no commitment mentioned. So no declaration of assets, no mention of open competitive tenders, no announcements that family members of government leaders are barred from doing business with government. I think just these three issues alone. I think because there are more of other issues. But I think we'll just stick with these three because I think these three would be more than sufficient. Of course, when we talk about public disclosure in terms of government contracts signed with the private sector, we have full disclosure. But that is also, there's no commitment there of full disclosure of government contracts that are signed. And I'm talking about after they are signed, not before they are signed. There should be full disclosure also. And that is not the case. We have done that in Penang, and we hope that this can also be practiced by the VN government. What is the use of signing integrity pacts if it's just only empty promises? It's not followed up by concrete action, which is, I would say, very important. Public declaration of assets by leaders, open competitive tenders, barring family members of government leaders from doing business with the government, and of course, full disclosure of government contracts signed with the government. Maybe one or two but now it's basically, you know, what we are focusing on now. And of course, we all need to come to office to make sure that government machinery is running, the policies that we implemented, the policies we have decided before resolution are being implemented. So we decided, we discussed ourselves, we might as well give back the cars back to the government until the next administration takes over. So we are giving this, and of course, it's up to Barisan whether they want to do or not. But I think we are just doing this. This is the first time it has been done. I mean, previously there was no do's and don'ts. The previous government never bothered. But now, because there is a PR government, not a VN government, I think we can want to show, there is an opportunity for us to demarcate and differentiate. And of course, highlight the proper role of a caretaker government. The proper role that should be played by a caretaker government. Otherwise, we always say there are problems dealing with 3M. The problems of 3M that we always face in elections. Media. The media that is controlled by the ruling party, Barisan Nasional, especially News Straits Times, Bernama, and the Star. Also Utusan, not to mention, with the Harian Group. Then, number two, money. The use of money politics to buy votes without any action from the Elections Commission. And thirdly, of course, machinery. Abuse of government machinery to run their political campaigns. So we have been stressing the 3 M's that we face. So this is one of the M's. So I think even though we are government, I think we want to be consistent. That's what we are doing. We hand over the cars back to the administration, to the state secretary. Everybody hold your key, please. Everybody hold your key, please. Ada 10 kereta.
12. 如果有地方放，没有地方放就要放外面了，就是这样的嘛。因为这个是官车为主。My car will be either myself or my driver lah.
Okay, so you got your own driver.
I got a Honda, I got a CRD.
What Honda? Honda CR-V. So that's what you're going to be using.
Likely lah, or maybe I'll try to get another vehicle lah. Because my wife uses that car.
You only have one car. Very good.
Two cars. One my wife is where my son uses it. I got my V. My second car is a my V. So,
你有来生啊？
哎呀！来，
我来是回答。有过期了吗？
有没有过去？
因为很久没有驾车，所以没有换来着。这个很危险哦！
哎，不要看你，
很焦。飞机啊，飞机啊！他就是讲，没有，因为
外面是飞机啊。
是油价不给哦。
过去啊！过去啊！你收一下，再看一下，再看一下。
哎呦，也过期了，这有不可以
好，可以下去换。
啊，可以换不了了。
如果不会期嘛，不要再下来。Driver will be driving our private cars for our general duties. But let's say if we go for Ceramah campaigning, no. We will use our own members. Okay?
Okay.
Alright,